Окей, поехали. Помогать людям. Возможно, потенциально помогать людям, а может быть и навредить. Я стараюсь быть добрым, но как получится.
Welcome back.
I see you have found the elusive Master Rook. He's told me that his rescue complicated our situation to some degree. I can't say that I anticipated that. I thank you for finding him, though. Rook has informed me that the mercenaries devised a plan of attack to annihilate Kunda itself. I must ask for your aid again, Jedi. Zeron says that even with a plan, the mercenaries have to gather their forces, then coordinate their assault. So we still have time. I'm afraid the militia has not been adequately trained for the task that befalls them. Our militia is effective at peacekeeping, but isn't prepared for a full-scale battle. If you can do anything to ready them for the reality of it. Besides that, look around Kunda and see what you can do to strengthen our defenses. I know that we don't have the perimeter turrets online, and that Zeron says there is a considerable chance they will breach Kunda itself. Anything you... Right now, just us and the militia.
Понимаю.
I don't want to create a needless panic, though if we lose this battle... I have instructed the militia and other Kunda personnel that you are to be provided with any... Here is a MasterCard key. Soon, all the civilians will...
Окей.
Any luck on getting... Excellent. How... Really? You must have been very persuasive.
Да, force persuasive.
Situation is...
Почти максимальный ранг лайта БТВ. Мне похуй. Скажи мне, что ты продаешь. Есть немного денег. Стив Ворсот. Лучше, чем то, что у меня. Дабл Блейд. Сколько он стоит? Да хуя он стоит. Я с этим похожу, спасибо. Да нет тут лавки. Ладно, у тебя тут нет нихуя. Private door. Security door. Сохраняемся и пытаемся пофиксить. У меня нет спайков. Мне нужны спайки. Было бы тут крафты стейшн, я бы сам себе покрафтил бы. Ты не продаешь спайки? Миск. Nope, не продает. Потому что турели будут стрелять сейчас по всем, а мне нужно только на злых. Тут я могу только эти штуки делать.
There is some.
И мы починили людей. Апгрейд сначала. Хорошо. Хорошо. Суперспайк. Раз, два, три, четыре. Это мне пригодится. Мне их 15. Говорится, чё томата? Ну как пол игры? Мое последнее прохождение второго которого заняло 40 часов. Сейчас я где-то на 10 часу. Так что я бы не сказал, что пол игры. Так. Сколько у меня спайков-то осталось? Надеюсь, мне хватит. У меня нет репейр-партов. Я не могу их создать, потому что мне не хватает. Кстати, а что ты умеешь? По нулям. А ты умеешь? Ладно. Есть что-то, что на многое разберется. Ай, зря я это сделал. Потому что ты теперь без маски, или ты с маской? Раз, два, три. 10 партов есть. А почему я не могу больше его носить? Охуеть. Клево, я это сделал, даже сначала не понял. А в чем еще раз проблема? Ну хотя бы так. Мне фичера, оказывается, не хватало. Я сделал все, что мог в целом. Я опять сломал диалоги. Я не хочу скипать диалоги. Можно мне, пожалуйста, отломать диалоги? Пожалуйста, игра. Ну, кстати, Нигилус теперь не заставки. А не Сион. Да блин, ну что же это за говно такое? Я перезайду. Потому что меня это бесит. Очень сильно бесит.
Yes.
I was right up. The mercenaries aren't quick to mobilize. You sure? Once we're done with that, there may not be any time left. All right. Then we got a lot to do.
Since you are here to bolster Kunda's defense, I will hurry to the mercenary camp and delay their assault however I can.
I imagine that the mercenaries have got two goals in this whole thing. Kill me and kill the administrator. The rest of the settlers won't have courage to resist if they succeed. The administrator's locked up in her office tight, which means that the mercs have to go through us and Kunda's defenses. Thanks to you, they're gonna have a tougher job. That's about it. Now we just need to dig in and wait for the mercs to come. Well, I'll tell them what's there to do. I'm not much for words. All right, I'll assemble the men. I hope you can speak good.
Я умею говорить.
You're much better with words than me. I think it'll really help. Let's get ready for the mercenaries. If we fall here, all of them...
Вроде бы это даст +1 к защите на роллы, если я не ошибаюсь. Эх, драка.
So you're the Jedi. I take it you are responsible for the surprises we've had during this battle. Stand aside. Our quarrel is with a distinguished administrator. This isn't your problem. Is that supposed to convince me, Jedi? I was trained by the Sith. My unit killed many Jedi. I'll give you one last chance. Leave the administrator to her fate. Then you've allied with these flaming settlers. The galaxy doesn't tolerate weakness. I was trained at Malak's academy. Your tricks won't work on me. You're just another dead Jedi to me.
Sorry I was held up, but it looks like I've arrived in time to pull you out of your predicament.
Kill them all.
Thank you so much for your aid. You can be sure that Dantooine will not forget how the Jedi protected us. I'm sorry to offend you. You are, of course, our savior, and I am very grateful to you. We are a humble community, and this conflict has greatly diminished our resources. I hope this reward will be sufficient. I am humbled by your generosity. I will put this to good use. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have much work to do.
Ачивка.
Dantooine will be slow to rebuild, but I am confident now that we will one day achieve prosperity.
Kunda is safe in no small part due to you. I feel certain that the Administrator wouldn't have made it without your assistance. I may have misjudged you. In any case, I am free to talk about whatever you wish. Because you defied the Council and followed Revan to war. And from that war came another. Do you know how many worlds were destroyed in those wars? Dantooine, Telos, Sirocco?
Ой,
Do
блядь.
you see now why we counseled caution instead of action? You were the only one to come back and face judgment. But that was because you had lost your connection to the Force. Another casualty of war. No doubt you still blame us for your exile. I had hoped your isolation would give you time to reflect on what had happened, what you had done.
Поэтому я всегда убивал всех джедаев.
You have more questions for me? Force bonds? Yes. It is the bond that grows between
Да.
master and student. Are you
Нихуя он
saying
не знает.
you were bonded with another? Such bonds normally grant strength to both, but not to such a degree. Are you certain? Perhaps it is merely what you believe. Still, your ability to form such connections, to influence others, was always a subject of discussion, even when you were a student here. Perhaps it is a punishment of a sort. But a bond that ties two lives together, such bonds do not seem natural to me. And with your loss of connection to the Force, it seems such a connection would be impossible. Perhaps it is Dantooine, but I do not feel such from you. I feel nothing but what I felt in the Council Judgment Chamber on Coruscant so long ago. Still, you and your connect. It is possible that returning to known space, journeying with others, has caused the Force to stir within you again. You have more questions for me? There are a few of us left, but I do not even know if the others still live. We may be the last. We've been forced to divide our forces and retreat to places which will be difficult for our enemies to detect and attack. We have chosen to hide our presences from each other, so that the discovery of one will not endanger the others.
Не факт, но если там было хотя бы 500 тысяч, то скорее всего, ну, просмотров, то скорее всего видео. Я много чего смотрел, типа, я ж по триумвирату ситхов, это которые Дарт Трея, Дарт Сион и Дарт Нигилус лекцию проводил. Так что я, в принципе, много чего знаю.
We cannot. And we have resolved not to until we have found where the Sith are striking from. But even as our numbers thin, there is still no trace of them. We had hoped to outmaneuver them. By letting them believe themselves victorious, we thought they would become bold and step from the shadows. Then, all of us who remained vowed to meet here on Dantooine. From here, we can plan a course of action and carry the battle to them. But so far, they remain in hiding, and Jedi continue to vanish and die. You have more questions? We are at war, but it is unlike any war we have fought before.
Ну как бы
We
да.
have yet to even meet our attackers in battle.
Только единственное,
Somehow,
что
our enemy is targeting us through the Force,
она все
striking
еще
and
слаба.
retreating to the shadows. The gathering of any Jedi seems to attract them like a beacon. So it was necessary to divide our... How did you know of Qatar? Few knew it was one of the gathering worlds for the Jedi. But yes, Qatar was one such place. Now the planet is no more. Master Zar, Master Dorak, and many more perished there, and we do not know why or how. I was not on Qatar when it was destroyed, but now that it is dead, it has left its echo, like Dantooine. It was after Qatar that the few of us left realized that wherever we gathered, we were placing others in danger, not just Jedi. Great tragedies, old battlegrounds, places of suffering, all leave wounds on the galaxy and in the Force. In such places, the deaths of so many echo. So much so that it is difficult to center oneself. By coming here, those echoes serve to mask my presence, allowing me to investigate the ruins and try to find some clues. The Miraluka world of Qatar taught us a terrible lesson.
Миралука!
Many Jedi gathered there in an attempt to use the Force.
А в итоге Нихилус сожрал планету.
The planet is no more. Master Zar, Master Dorak, and many more perished there. I was not on Qatar. It was at... You have... We did nothing to you. Accuse us if you will, but it will not change the truth. Cutting one off from the Force. Such punishments are reserved for only a few.
Поэтому все няшные тянки, которые отсутствуют глаза, это все Нигилус виноват, что их нет. Если что.
Perhaps that is a question you should ask yourself. Perhaps it is done. Still, it is. You have more questions. Have they? I've seen no evidence of them upon Dantooine. Only murderers and raiders. Why would they attack you? You are no Jedi. You cannot feel the Force. For some reason, I believe you.
Ну да.
Still, I am curious as to how they would know to find you. Your trial was not public knowledge. Regardless, these Sith have struck, and you survived. This is more knowledge than I had before. And that means the Jedi may gather. If you can find others, or find some trace of the Sith threat, then we shall gather here on Dantooine.
Ну да.
And from there we may decide what can be. You have more questions? I suppose there is something I should show you. It will keep you alive long enough to prove useful. I'm only going to demonstrate this once. This is the Sheen form, a defensive stance that's good when you're outnumbered, which is most of the time. This form will increase your ability to deflect blaster fire, and it increases the odds of dealing critical strikes against your attackers. I don't know how you learned that so quickly. Still, your form is sloppy. Keep practicing to tighten it up and you'll be fine.
И он умер. Просто растворился, как Оби-Ван. Нет, мужик тоже. Все умирают. Нет. О, кстати, посмотрите, у кого самый высокий лайт. Когда Дарк, так клево, тут типа такие молнии туда-сюда. А когда лайт, это просто, блядь, телепортация нахуй. И он просто испарился. Ну, как говорится, кто там хотел, чтобы я свой клинок говна сделал? Световой. Настало время. Как я и говорил. 7 часов с начала стрима я дохожу до клинка. Да, Дошик хейтит лайтсайд. Дарксайд лучше, потому что он ближе мне по духу. Да, у нас на корабле завелась маленькая миролука, да? Hello there. Ебенкок. Мне опять диалоги пропустились, да? Хуярь ее, давай!
My lightsaber. You've destroyed it. I yield, Master. It is as I heard through the Force. My life for yours. You must. The alternative is only another death. And I would rather die by your hands. I have nothing to offer you. Your strength is superior.
Да, ко мне приехал робот. My strength is superior. Меня просто приехал робот, который тебя закокблочил.
Now I've seen everything. This woman, she's a Miraluka. I didn't think any were left in this part of the galaxy. Yeah, they're a pretty secretive race. I heard that some of their kind become Jedi, but a Sith? That's a new one.
Я делал себе в Саваторе ситха Миралуку.
I heard they had a colony on the Mid-Rim, almost halfway between Onderon and Dantooine. Then, it wasn't there anymore. The whole planet was wiped out. Nothing left alive. No one knows why.
Я знаю почему, потому что Нигилус осуждаю.
Well, it was a planet of her people. If they see through the Force, who knows? If they're all Force sensitive, maybe they all saw something through the Force that we can't see, and they left before it happened. Or
Жалко, что ее нельзя заромансить за женщину.
Well, some of her wounds are pretty bad.
Это еще старые игры.
Share of scars, though. I think she'll recover, yeah.
Новеньких можно было бы, да.
You spared her. I did not believe you would. I am more concerned about what she will do when she recovers. Just be careful. Not everyone can be saved.
Ну так они вышли намного позже, Кревету. Понимаешь?
Yes, General?
Ты все еще не полечился?
Let me see what you have. That's everything. Now all you need is a little quiet time with the workbench.
Double-bladed lightsaber. Ну, раз уж у меня выбор между зеленым и фиолетовым. Look at this dude. Так, Митросурик Кристалл. Мне не хватает Лэнса и Энерджи Селла. Lens, Dance. Energy Cell. Так, мне нужно 20. Давайте что-то поломаем на 30. Ахуй. Еще 3 надо. Я хотел простой ленс и ионик Energy Cell. Да, а тут прям полезно нахуй, серьезно. Процентики накручиваешь. Defense бонус -1. Restricted to light side. Restricted to neutral. Ну все, у меня есть световая палка. Кстати, я хочу посмотреть, у меня нет еще красных кристаллов? Нет. Ну, значит, пока что эта дура походит зеленым. Эка, проснись, ты обосрался. Еще рано Хэка просыпаться, понял. Световая палка, наконец-то. Жалко, что нельзя носить 2 световые палки.
You have befriended the seer. Her species does not see as we do. They perceive the galaxy through the Force, and it is how she found you. It is a rare gift squandered on her people.
Когда-то, да. Сейчас уже... Если говорить за в скобочках канон, то сейчас он где-то в темнице императора Вишета, который пока что не раскрыл себя как император. Потому что сюжетный поворот. По книге его спасает из тюрьмы Митра Сурик. После того, как она... Это даже не Савитор Каруда, это книга от Дрю Карпишна, одного из моих лучших и любимых авторов во вселенной Звездных войн и также Mass Effect. Какие же он книжки писал? Ох, бля.
Perhaps I am not convinced. Did he? And what do you make of that? You are right to trust your instincts. Something is wrong.
Она так вроде бы и называется.
What and why. If your instincts lead you to an answer, seek me out. Perhaps we will discuss more.
Обожаю карпишиновские книги.
Ask, and I... That crystal is bonded to you. Through you, it acquires its character and strength. And through it, your power.
Я вот сейчас, вот ты есть в чате, да, я в твое имя кинул красную резинку для волос. Понял?
She did nothing to your eyes that was not already there. She has forced this upon you, but such crude methods are the markings of the Sith. Close your eyes. Feel this ship around you. The welding of the droid as it goes about its work.
Легенда лучше, чем основной канон.
Now, stretch out. Hear the rumble of hyperspace, the hum of the hyperdrive.
Я их еще не читал, у меня не было абсолютно времени. Я большинство своих книг читал, когда либо путешествовал, либо болел. Но за последний год я ни разу не болел и никуда не ездил. Типа, может быть, я их нормально почитаю в следующем году. В этом вряд ли.
Ignore distractions and focus on my voice. The breathing of the blinded one as she meditates in the dark. Now, listen deeper, past her breathing, and listen.
Я люблю читать книги. Я прочитал все истории про Оби-Вана и Квай-Гона. Ладно, пизжу, я не прочитал последние 4 книги. Мне выписали раньше.
You are strong indeed. What you heard was surface thoughts only, but it is something that masters have trained for years and never learned.
Всякие эти про старый Sith, вот. Я много чего прочитал. Некоторые даже купил в итоге.
That is not the real question you should ask. Is such listening enough to perceive the world around? Because to listen to the thoughts of another is much like attempting to see the universe only with your eyes. It is equally limiting. Now leave me be. How many more do we intend to gather? Then prepare for an army, I think, for it seems many more will come in time. They will follow you because you are a leader. Their kind always needs such, even when the figure deserves no such obedience.
Понимаю.
Do not cloak one word within another. Friends. Do friends not follow? Do friends not form a hierarchy of their own?
Насколько хорошо прописанный персонаж Крей, как она, типа, просто разговаривает, это прям пиздец.
Because I am not blind, that is why. I see what they see. Hear their voices when they speak to you, and notice the change when they speak.
Иронично, когда она говорит, что она не blind. Ага.
I know many things, and I know what I am not. I am no leader. I speak with a voice that will never move others. I speak with a passion that goes unheard.
Мне, кстати, Сет Крей — это первая вещь, которую я в Саваторе выформил как Сет. Моя первая Sith Assassin ходила в этом вот Сете Крей.
They echo you, either fighting or surrendering to their feelings, their loyalty, their duty.
Там 10 тысяч лет было.
Serves as an example to them of something to uphold or something to fight against. Watch them carefully, see their patterns, and recognize the strength
10 тысяч лет.
Weapon, one that you may need before your journey is done. I care not which of the words you use, as long as you make use of that which you forge. That was Revan's way, I believe. It was a strength. A discussion, perhaps. Ask. Ignorance. And perhaps they do not remember or care. It is of no consequence to me or to them. Am I? Then perhaps you should know there are techniques in the Force where one can cloud the memory of others, make their presence so small as to be unnoticed.
Есть такое.
And on the worlds where we have encountered these Jedi, there is much life and death where sensing such things is difficult. As I said, it is of no consequence. No, but if I did, you would never know. So my words only carry as much worth as you believe them.
Revan 2.0.
Understand this, that perhaps it is important that your judgments, whether... I did not ask you to trust me, only that you listen to what I have to tell you. Does it matter? Of course it does. Such titles allow you to break the galaxy into light and dark, categorize it. Perhaps I am neither, and I hold both as what they are, pieces of a whole. Know that I am your teacher, and that is enough. What do you wish to hear? That I once believed in the code of the Jedi? That I felt the call of the Sith? That perhaps once I held the galaxy by its throat? That for every good work that I did, I brought equal harm upon the galaxy? That perhaps what the greatest of the Sith Lords knew of evil they learned from me? What would it matter now? There is only so much comfort in knowing such things, and it is not who I am now.
Хуяк.
There are dark places in the galaxy where few tread, ancient centers of learning, of knowledge, but I did not walk alone. To be united by hatred is a fragile alliance at best.
Привет, Сион. Привет, Нигилус.
But my will was not law.
Триумвират ситов.
Ambition. And hunger for power. There are techniques within the Force against which there is no defense.
Ну, лично в этой игре есть два способа. Либо убивать его столько, что он просто сдастся жить, либо turn him to the light, but not exactly. То есть заставить его после каждой смерти задумываться о чем-то хорошем. В итоге, типа, либо он заебется вставать и скажет: все, я устал, либо второй вариант, что он скажет, типа: окей, я понимаю, ты делаешь хорошее дело, а я заебал. Он же literally фраза «He is too angry to die». Если забрать этот anger и превратить его, допустим, в despair или в hope, то он просто развалится, потому что он тупо держится на ненависти.
If it means so much to you, then this I swear to you upon my life, upon our lives, that when your training is complete, I will answer everything. There shall be no more shadows between us, only truth that exists between master and apprentice.
Ну это игровая фича. Она, ну типа, просто он устал. Мы настолько охуенные, что он устал.
Nothing more than we already know. There is danger.
Типа драка была длинной, тяжелой. В какой-то момент он просто такой: знаете что? Мне вообще похую, поебать. Я пошел спать. И все. Ну типа я бы на его месте тоже устал, если меня там убили 10-15 раз подряд.
My life for yours. I am able to serve. If we enter battle, I will fight and die alongside you. I have not heard that question in some time. My flesh is healed, if that's the answer you seek. I know. And I fear that others will see the mercy in your actions, and in my survival, and use it as a weapon to do you greater harm. I felt you, heard you through the Force. It was like a sound at the edge of hearing. And when I heard it, I found I could not ignore it. I serve my master. I am an emissary, a scout. My master was aware of a disturbance in the Force, but was unaware of its nature, of you. The disturbance is not something one feels from a living thing. There is little my master does not know, and that you eluded his sight for so long is significant. But I do not know why. I felt you, heard you through the Force. It was like a sound at the edge of hearing. And when I heard it,
Ну да.
I found I could not ignore it.
Почему бы и нет?
I serve my there's you cannot. His vessel roams the borders of known space, and even I do not know where he travels, even if I could lead you to my master. If I bring you before my master untested, without your potential realized, then you will be lost to me, and I cannot allow that to happen. It would be as if one brought fire to a paradise valley.
Кстати, говоря за Саватор, мне нравится, что там есть сюжетка этого ситха-воина, грубо говоря, и что там в определенный момент, там где-то на уровне 30-м, тебе в ученики попадается будущее охуенная джедаиха по всем смыслям этого совета джедаев. Но в чем была суть? Что в зависимости от того, у тебя больше лайтсайда или дарксайда, что ты выберешь в диалоге, она либо останется джедаем вместе с тобой служить, типа ситху, и станет твоим учеником, либо ее можно просто конвертнуть полностью в темную сторону. Это настолько охуенно, что, блять, такая вот маленькая деталь, но так клево меняет сюжет. Личные сюжетки в Саваторе охуенные. Типа прям все кроме трупера. Трупер нахуй не нужен.
You will meet my master. It is inevitable. And when you stand before him and realize what you face, you must be prepared. There's a greatness in you. A greatness that does not stem from the Force. It stems from who you are. And if my master does not understand you,
а по правилам стема на сцене не может быть больше 3 человек.
Then perhaps there is hope for us all. But if you seek to survive, then you must understand why this is so. There is much I see my master cannot. I fear it is because of my nature, the nature of my race. My people spend their lives seeing the galaxy, the energy streaming off stars, the growth of life, all things touched by the Force. It is not a subject which I have spoken of since its destruction.
Да.
It was not a thing done with machines or weapons. The Force is far more terrible, and it touches more lives than any machine can hope to slay. For everyone that feels the Force, strongly, deeply, each one feels and perceives it in their own way. You have strengths, whether you know it or not. And my master has his. His power is great, and it comes from hunger. He is a wound in the Force, more presence than flesh. And in his wake, life dies, sacrificing itself to his hunger. And those who feel the Force strongly are beacons to his hunger. My people, my planet, would have been attacked in time. It was inevitable.
Ну, в этой части Бастила нет, так что тут хоть чем-то надо, как говорится, откупаться. И Мишен нет, кстати.
The Jedi, the last council of the Jedi, came to our world to meet in secret. They hoped that perhaps among our people, they could achieve the clarity to see what was striking them from the darkness of the galaxy. They succeeded, but only in bringing him from the outer regions.
Ну, как сказать?
Qatar,
Когда на темной стороне, то в принципе весьма так.
With the Jedi upon its surface, could no longer be ignored.
А, ну, это твои личные проблемы.
And the Jedi died. They hoped to see the threat that had been stalking them, and they did. But they were unprepared for the magnitude of the threat. He cannot deny his hunger for long, and any gathering of Jedi is something he cannot long resist. And now that the Jedi are vanishing, I do not know what will happen.
Да.
Perhaps he will grow strong enough to eradicate all life.
Как говорится, мои фетиши — это мои проблемы, но...
I do not understand what you mean. I will answer what I can. My master did not cause the end of the planet you speak of. There are many factions within the Sith, all seeking to take what little remains in the wake of the Jedi Civil War. Where one moves, it is not always known to the others. But their purpose is the same. The death of all Jedi, everywhere. They believe you are the last of the Jedi, and their hatred of the Jedi unites them. All their eyes are upon you, and it is a terrible, quiet darkness that pursues you. I will answer. My people once had the power to perceive events, to see through the Force. That sight may manifest itself in many ways, and at times, I may affect the abilities of others to
Честь
see as
какого
well.
праздника?
Is there something else? Forgive me, but before you go, I must ask. Why do you do this? Why do you seek to help me? Teach me.
No.
No.
Спасибо за одну подарочную пипиську, Карут. И этого человека я абсолютно не знаю, никогда не видел на стриме.
You must not do this. I cannot allow you to weaken yourself for me. So you say, but it is not something I have observed or seen. I remember little of my homeworld before I entered my master's service. It is not as it was. There is little left of such memories. Very well.
Ну, как говорится, пообщались мы неплохо.